Hello, VOD. Hello, everyone. Hello, CWW with the pre-stream dink water. Cheers. Cheers. Hello, Kato. Hello, Snudget. Hello, Teo. Hello, 2C Based. Hello, Pipian. Coulet Pipian. Is that your name? First time chatter? That looks French to me, right? Am I crazy? And let's see. Hello, Angry Noodle and Hamazon and Rosarium and Mario. Hello, Mario. And Casey Live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, I am very curious to see. Man, is that loud or what? Am I crazy? I think I'm going crazy, chat. It sounds much louder than it normally does. Is that me, chat? Does that sound normal for you guys? I think I need to adjust my audio settings or something. There's something a little off. Oh, wait. I had it right the first time. That's what that does, and then I put this back up here. Okay. Sorry, when I move between earbuds and headphones, it messes everything up. All right. So, as you can see, the ores have been processing. I added a couple of filters. We'll talk about it in a sec. Yeah, look at all this stuff that we just processed overnight. Ooh, that's a lot of barite. Ooh, we could sell some barium and get some supercons going. Oh my gosh, we could sell superconductors straight up actually. Wow, we've like eaten through the buffer. I did add some more, uh, what are these called? Macerators? Man, that's loud. Let's see, GT bath macerator lube. There we go. So I added more, and then it turns out that these things use like very little power. If you can see on Wila, it's using 32 EU per tick, which is 1/8, or is that 1/16 of a HV amp, which is 512 EU. So yeah, I set it up with fewer combustion generators, and hopefully that's good. Yeah, that is a lot of stone dust. That is 80,000 stone dust overnight, and I've been doing some stuff. So our drives are kind of full, and so off the rip, I want to show you guys something that I do. Let's first grab some. Oh, actually, let's first grab another terminal, and I'm gonna grab something called a view cell. We're gonna need to do a little bit of work on this because I need a specific card, and I remember it's called the inverter card. This bad boy. Ugh, what is this? Ugh, gross. I can actually autograph those though. I'm gonna set up stone line. I don't know, is stone line good? It doesn't seem good. Might just do it for the giggles, but I have some other lines that are a little more important as of yet. How's everyone doing today? Let's do this. Pattern that copper ingot. And then we want our electronic circuit, the shite one. We're going to put this in this assembler and storage bus the copper ingot into here. And then let's see what happens when I call that. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go. It works. So the copper gets extracted into the fluid extractor, and then everything else goes in here. I failed those 4 midterms? Oh no. That's not good. Are you sure that you failed them, or do you just think that you failed them? I must admit that I have never been good at school. It was never for me. You think you failed them. Okay. You'll probably be okay. You'll probably be alright. Everyone else probably thinks they failed them too. And then you'll get a gigantic curve or whatever. So 70 to 80% is definitely not failure. That's quackers. That's crazy. Alrighty. I'm gonna do this. And then pop this on up here. And then I guess that too. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a terminal and put it right here. And I'm going to use this view cell. So a view cell is really interesting. I'll show you what it does normally. If you filter it for something specific on a cell workbench, what you end up getting is you can put it right up here in the top right of your terminal, and all you can see is what's filtered in that view cell. Now let's say I put an inverter card in that view cell. Suddenly, I see everything. Oh, where did the cell go? I see everything but Cinnabar, but it is still on our network. So this is a really nice tool, and I'm going to use it today. You can see that I've already block containered some specific stuff like apatite dust, oil sands, ruby, and stone. Let's get a filter going with an inverter card of all of the stuff that I already have on block container storage cells. So stone, dust is one. What is the rest of this? Purified ruby, apatite, raw oil sands. That's weird. Raw oil sands I'll put down here. And then apatite. And that should show us everything that we have not filtered. So we have some work cut out for us. We got 49,000 rock salt and 48,000 sodalite. That's cramping up our drive. So let's free up some space, shall we? What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the view cell back out, and I'm going to make sure that we filter this. Let me see, what are the two things that we need? It's this and that. That and that. On top of that, I'm going to get a block container cell. These are really cool. They use 1K ME storage components and then hold 65,000 space bytes. It's like a 512,000 item cell. Hello, Meow, how's it going? Your class is curve lucky? I mean, I never got curves on my classes, but we never failed, so. Let's do that, and then rock salt. All right, so I'm going to take an MEIO port. I'm going to transfer all of this stuff to the cell. Why, am my S's really loud, or is it just me? Hello, Miel, and nothing much. We're just doing some more ore processing. What is the functionality of the block container cell? So this is one cell that can hold one type of item, but it can do a lot of it, like a ton of it. All right, and we're gonna quickly chuck those in here, and because I have them sticky carded, all of the future rock salt and sodalite dust will go directly into the block container storage cell and nowhere else. So I'll need to figure out, once these start overflowing, we'll have a problem, but hopefully that won't happen anytime soon. And I'm going to put this view cell back in, and now this should show us all the stuff that we need to filter. So we have 29K redstone dust, lazurite dust, electrotine. When I get a chance, I'll put these in bulk container storage cells as well to free up some of this like random space. And that already you can see I've like gotten the red out of a lot of these cells, which is perfect. Okay. With that out of the way, the second thing, let's see. Let's check our checklist. View cell for filtered is good. I definitely want to color code stuff, so let's get some spray paint set up. Sifting, electrolysis, ruby juice, PMP, and rare earth. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. How many items is 65K bytes? When it's one type of item, it's 512,000 items. That is the measurement. It's about 8 items per byte, I think. But then when you have a bunch of different types in a cell, it changes. Like it takes up bytes to have different types. It's confusing. There's like some weird calculation. 1 byte is 8 bits. Oh, well that would do it, right? Okay. Yeah, let's go get some spray paint cans. I need a lot. I think I need at least 6, maybe 7. Man, the brainworms are just... What the spray paint is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to make like color the cables and color the subnets, and that'll keep me organized, which I like. And then we'll probably do some like modern markings as well. So how do we do this? It's salt plus some type of black dye and sulfuric acid. And then to can it, we need 16 times 144 liters. So that's 8 of these recipes, I guess, per each spray paint. Okay. I'm going to pin this. Definitely want blue. Magenta would be nice, or maybe pink for the macerator subnet. I kind of like magenta. And Sifter, what is Sifter going to be? Maybe green for Sifter. Then centrifuge is yellow. And then electrolysis, cyan? I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Color applicator, because we tried this yesterday. I made a color applicator. I have no way to charge this thing because we can't make EV machines. The AE2 charger is locked behind the EV electrolyzer, which is theoretically, there's no EV components in it, but it feels against the rules. So we got to go the other way around. Hello, Dami boy. How's it going? How are you, my friend? How was your All the Mods 9 playthrough? Or was it 10? Did you finish that? The dye loops, by the way, you can solidify it and re-react it with sulfuric acid and salt. Oh, I don't know if I want to make like a loop. I think I'll just do... we have plenty of like regular Gregtech dye from Cactus. I think I'll just do it like raw like this. All right, that's only 6 colors though. Am I wrong? That. No, that's 7 colors. I know what's going on. Let's make an empty spray can as well. Omega Fran, does it not charge inside of an ME? Ooh. Well, no, it doesn't. That's actually really weird. You're right. It should, right? Oh, that doesn't work. Right? Shouldn't it? That's so weird. All the mods 9, and yes, I beat it along with the Greg Star. Congratulations. That's great. Time to suffer coloring until full flatline and infinite spray can. Yeah, I can't wait for this thing. The infinite spray can is actually the GOAT. Oh no, we can't make tungsten and IV World Accelerator. We actually have to wait 2 full tiers to get this, which is going to be very painful. This is a thermostatic harness that I'm using for flight. If you complete Flatline, you get one for free? Wait. What does dog mean about that? What does dog mean by that? It's a quest reward, though, so it must be in the IV tier quest book. Oh, wow. Is there an iridium skip? Hold. Chat, we might actually be able to do this. Wait. So, there is a way to actually get iridium in this tier. So if we get a stack of dust, we could get this. Iridium dust is not, like, we have 2 EV energy, or HV energy hatches to make Scalet, you might have put me on an interesting quest trigger. I don't know if I can trigger the quest skip though before the chapter though. You're right. Oh, it's a task? Oh, never mind. Scalet lied to me. Thank you. Thank you all for talking me down. I was so excited. Okay, let's just get back to the grind, guys. I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all. Let's see. Red dye, black dye, blue, magenta, green, yeller, cyan. Okay, that'll work. Can't you make a EV battery buffer? I don't know if an EV battery buffer will work. I tried an HV battery buffer, and I don't see why that would work, and then, or that wouldn't work, you know what I mean? Like, if the HV battery buffer doesn't work, then I don't see why an EV battery buffer would work, necessarily. I could just be entirely wrong, though. Okay, we got some sulfuric coming through. That's nice. I'm gonna skip this song because it's a little loud. All right, back to the LCR grind. Vinyl chloride. Uh-oh. Hydrochloric acid. Uh-oh. We've got a lot of this vinyl chloride. Let me output all of that. I think we're just out of oxygen, TBH. All right, and then I'm gonna get my spray cans, which are not in the ME system. There we go. Making sense of spaghetti. Okay, facts. That's facts. All right, salt, sulfuric, black dye. Seems pretty shrimple, honestly. And then how much salt do I need to fill one? Looks like I need 16 salt, just one salt per dye, and I need 16. Okay. So let's do that. Sodium bisulfate dust. No. That's no. Not what I was looking for. What the hell? It's probably circuit 1 problem. There we go. Attaboy. Where's this hydrochloric acid coming from? Okay. All right, that works. That was pretty easy. Let's see. Also, all items count as having stacks of 64, so you can hold just as many wood in store. Yeah, I do know that one. Ender IO capacitor bank can charge the color applicator. Yeah, but then I'd have to make a Ender IO capacitor bank, and I'm already here, so... We already got this far. I think I saw why I didn't want to make the Ender IO capacitor bank. Oh, actually, these aren't that bad. That's not that bad. I prefer the spray can, though. I guess we could try both, honestly. Okay. Let's also get some modern markings as well, because I want to put some floor markings down. Do the floor markings have letters is my question? Chisel. Yes, they do. Where is the OG floor marking? Is it exit? Okay, let's do that. That'll go. Damn it. Is there a solvent can? Spray can solvent acetone. Okay, well there is another way to do this, chat, if you didn't know. You take a bucket of water and you right click the thing with a bucket of water. There we go. It's a little embarrassing, but you know, it is what it is. Bucket of water. All right, that should be the second to last bit of dye. A bucket of dink water. Did I get a dink water that I didn't do? I think we're good. There we go. All right, let's get started. Let me throw away all these dyes. The salt can go in there. I'm gonna take the sulfuric acid out of here. We're gonna put that back in the ME system, which I can't do because I set it to extract only. Classic me. Drown in the drink. Okay. I'm gonna set this one to insert and extract. I don't know if this is a good or a bad choice. And this one will also be bidirectional, and we're just gonna have that do that thing. Cheers. All right, here's the fun part, the organization, making sure that our code base is decipherable to others. So I'm gonna color all of the Oreprocessing network black, like everything that is involved with direct Oreprocessing. No! As you can see, this actually has a function. So when you color ME cables, two different things, they can't interact with each other. So there's actual functionality to doing this, but for mostly, it's just aesthetics for me. For me, mostly, it's just aesthetics. Dude, English. That's main net, so we're gonna leave that. There we go. That looks all good. That's accounted for. That's all Oreproc net. Yep, that's good. And then let's color this. Let's do our first network. This is going to be magenta, like the later tier. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do drives. I guess that's a new feature. That's awesome. Later, the multi for maceration is pink. It's like magenta. This it gets like an upgrade. Or maybe it starts pink and then it goes yellow. Oh, maybe, oh, that's sad. I like the pink. Okay, this is perfect. And then, ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? Machine hulls. Machine hulls can store a stack of items, just like baby chests. So I'm actually gonna replace all these baby chests with machine hulls because it'll just look a little better, in my humble opinion. And then I can color it as well. So let's do some modern markings. I'm gonna throw all this stuff back in my inventory. M, this might take a minute. M-A-C-E-R-A-T-O-R, so 2 A's. E, and then 2 R's. We're probably missing a T. Where's R? Oh, I can't put it on there. Oh, that's sad. M-A-C-E-R-A-T-O-R. All right, we'll put it back here. Or I could just call it macerate, period. I missed an E. Beautiful. Look at that. That's nice and organized. So we're going to do that for all of the rest of our stuff. Can't the machine hulls also transfer power? Yeah, they can. They can transfer power, actually fluids. They can hold, I think it's like 1,000 liters of any fluid or maybe a little more. It's very, very interesting. Always confuses me when it looks gray and is so close to black. Oh, are you talking about the like regular ME cables? Yeah, gray and black look pretty similar. Yeah, that's valid. Let's do the centrifuge subnet over here. Oh my gosh. Hello, Blade Master. It's been a minute. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for the raid. Let's give a shout out to Blade Master. How is your hand, by the way? I hope it's all well and recovered. Oh my gosh, this looks nice. Centrifuge. I guess we could just call it centrifuge. Or maybe Centrifuge. Yeah, that would work. It's a lot of marking. Okay, 2 E's. That's it. That's it. That's the best we get. Jeez. C-E-N. Nope, not J. Spin fast is 8 letters. No, I will not be calling this spin fast. I like it. I like where your head's at though. That's really good. R I F U. What did you get up to in your stream, Blade Master? Centrifuge. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Macerate, centrifuge. I kind of want to center that now. Kind of makes sense how it is, though. It goes one block out from... Oh, actually it doesn't the way I've done it. Okay. Okay, that's good. Let's do thermal refineries next. I'll just call that thermal. Well, I'm here fully and actively. I just started a second run with someone who has 0 experience of Gregtech, and then there's a group run with a bunch more of experienced friends. That's lovely. That sounds awesome. Group runs are pretty fun, I must admit. All right, we're going to replace you with a machine hull as well. And then spray paint red. Ah, beautiful. THERMAL? Thermal? No doubles? Okay. I do wish there was an easier way to do this, but I don't think there's like a way to program this better. I do think that this perhaps is the best of both, like the only way to get this done. Brought some duct viewers to you because he rated me. Oh yeah, we're going full circle today. What ores do you have specifically for the thermal? Yeah, actually, let's talk about some of the filters because I changed a couple of them. We added a couple of ores. So most of these are from the niobium or the cadmium groups. So pyrochlor is one of those things that you need to thermal centrifuge it to get niobium out of the macerated centrifuged pyrochlor ore. Most of these are the case. Cadmium, I don't know why I have cadmium in thermal centrifuge because that makes no sense actually. It's all cadmium. Let's get rid of that. Niobium also doesn't quite make much sense, but so it's tantalite, which gives us niobium and tantalum. It is sphalerite, which gives us cadmium and gallium. Pyrochlor, which is more niobium. I think zinc gives gallium, so I'm doing that. Ilmenite for rutile. Pyrolusite gives us niobium again. And then I'm also going to experiment with nickel because I want to get as much platinum metallic powder as we can soon because I think we're going to do an HV plat line. And I also want to experiment with mercury bathing purified nickel ore, or I guess regular crushed nickel ore to get more platinum metallic powder. So we're gonna set a lot of that type of stuff up today, which I'll be interested in. Ore wash has a couple of just normal stuff, mostly. Uraninite I'm doing to sift it into radium, which I'm kind of curious if we have any. No radium, unfortunately. What's going on here? Why is this different? What is not lined up here? That has the filter. Oh, because the filter's forward. Oh my gosh, that's silly. Okay, let me fix that. Luckily, I think storage buses keep a lot of data, so this should have all the filters intact. Uh-oh. Oh, it saved that filter? That's crazy. That's big. Does the thermal centrifuge also have a multi-block, or is it a part of the regular multi? It does have a multi-block. It's got this little petite guy. He's red. I love him. Oh, he got 8 parallels. Did he get upgraded? Yeah, we're definitely going to build a lot of these, but we need to wait till EV for most of them. Hello, Wintercat. How's it going? This is Gregtech New Horizons. Let me change the music real quick. This will go. Gregtech New Horizons is a mod. It is a mod. It is certainly a mod. It is the best mod of all time, perhaps. The mod pack. This is transfer to cell when work is done. Then that, spray paint, filter, machine hull. Let's grab that, and do extract on blue. Always active, round robin. There we go. All right, that should figure itself out when we put the cell back in. There you go. Julia na fame, Pedro se distrai. Wash. Four letters. This kind of, 4 letters. Let's do that. By the way, just making my Minecraft look insane. Petite. It's been shoehorned by the English, I think. Petite. All right, and then sifting, which we've got some cool stuff today because Sifter has a multi-block that we can make. It's in the quest book. So today I want to make the Sifter multi-block. No way the quest is called Shake That Booty. That's awesome. That's so awesome. You can actually, okay, there's something really funny we can do with this. So you know how you can wall share EBF coils and stuff? You can actually wall share 2 of these sifters by flipping one on top and sharing the sieve grates, which is really funny. So I think we're going to do that. Is it just me or my S is really loud today? That's all I'm hearing. There's no weird reflective materials. Let's see what the recipes for this is. Eglin steel, fine steel wire. That should be fine. More eglin steel and tembaga. That's free. So yeah, I guess we'll do that. What color did I want this to be? Green, maybe? And let's fix this as well, because we need to move this 1 block as well. Am I just going crazy? Transfer to cell, move to output when work is done, extract. Always. Oh, did I do the extract? No, I didn't. Okay, glad I caught that. Always active, insert on white. Insert on black, extract, always active on white. We'll do the same thing here, insert on white. Insert on black, extract, always active on white. Perfect. And then that goes there. That. Perfect. And then we just color that and we're good. And then extract on green, always active. There you go. Cells in, everything should be good. And then the electrolyzer subnet, which we will, I guess I'll color it for now, and then we'll handle it later. That's going to be cyan, which is the last color. Perfect. All right, I think we should get the Sifter multi online because we've got a lot to sift through. The sifters are pretty slow, and we need a lot of Certus quartz generally, so sifting is like something that pops up a lot. We're gonna make, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make 2 of them and Walsher stack them because I think it'll be funny. Oh, I need to put the letters down. I guess we can do that after I put the multi down because, well, no, let's do it right now. SIFT. Sift. Beautiful. Centrifuge, macerate, wash, sift, thermal, and then electrolyze. That's a lot of letters over there. We'll just have to play it by ear. In what channel can I put the screenshot? It's a good question. Maybe screenshot brag. That seems appropriate. All right, let's pattern out what we need. So we're gonna need 2 controllers, obviously. We're going to need, that's 25 minus 1, so 24 blocks times 2. Then we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 10, 10. Let me do all this math. So that's 48 plus 20, which is 68, and then we get this 2 by 3, which is 6, 6. So 68, so 80 blocks minus the hatches. So let's just aim for 80. $80 is good. We'll need energy hatches. We've got combustion generators, so that should be good. We'll need input bus and output bus. I don't think that there are any fluids. Okay, I'm definitely wrong. But none that get handled in day-to-day Oreproc, as far as I'm aware. So just input output bus. And then I think we're good. Maintenance and muffler. Maintenance and muffler. Can't forget maintenance and muffler. We can wall share maintenance, so that's fine. Muffler is good. All right, let's get started. So we'll need some sifting machines, which we've got. We got circuits. Let's get the eglin steel and tembaga going. This is a very simple multi. Tembaga is this. It's not on autocraft, so let's put it on autocraft. Are you a Pokemon fan by chance? I'm not. I've done a little in my life. When I was a kid, I owned Pokemon cards. In my life, I have opened 1 pack of Pokemon cards, and this is what I got. Hey man, this looks pretty cool. I got this bad boy, this. I think this one, no, it's the next one. This one is the one that is like $5. So I didn't make any money back on the pack, but I don't know anything about Pokemon. I know, I saw it one day and I thought it was cool. I think Pokemon is pretty cool as a concept, so, but I just personally don't partake often. Amazon with the 11-bit cheer, thank you. W pull. Oh man, we already have enough tembaga rods to make what I need. That's awesome. Ah, whatever. Give me the whole ocean. Man, I don't know what to listen to today. I got no ideas. W full art word. Hey, Finger Dash. Cheers. I've done a lot of interesting things with multi-rotation and sharing. You can fit a lot of thermal centrifuges in a tiny area by doing. Oh, I actually see how you would do this. Yeah, you would rotate one so it would fit like this, and then you'd stack them like radially. I kind of see what you're talking about. That's so cursed. I love that. I'm gonna have to set that up. I love that. All right, let's talk about the eglin steel. What the hell is eglin steel? No alloy smelter recipe, so it's dust for sure. Oh, it's this thing. Ugh. 2 mixers. Ugh. Can't do this yet because we only have 6 mixer slots in an HV mixer, so we need to do the 2-step recipe with the eglin steel base compound at circuit 20. Kill me! Do we have invar? Let's go. I'm being dramatic, but eglin steel kind of makes me want to be dramatic. Let's also get the gold cable. There we go. We should have a good amount of circuits. Oh yeah, I made 643 MV tier circuits, so we should be good for a while, at least. should be okay. Alright, now I just need to mix a bunch of this eglin steel shit. Has Moon Day passed? No. So actually, GPT Scholar, I wanted to talk about this. So I am doing a stream today, right now, but in about 3 hours, I'm going to do another stream, and that is Moon Day. That is official Moon Day. And we'll take out our rockets and hit the moon. And then hopefully, I'll have a full ore processing setup that we can, like, process some of our stuff and get a bunch of rutile and whatever. And that'll be fun. Not that we need any more rutile, but... So if you tune in tonight, that will happen. You will not have missed it. Man, poll never works when I want it to. Is it still making invar? Sheesh. Slow. Why did you go all to one mixer? Oh, you don't have blocking mode on? Silly, silly. Are we out of channels here? Is that what's going on? Oh, I'm so silly. Yeah, we are. So as you can see, chat, it doesn't show up as red, which is kind of weird. But I have 7 channels and then 8. So I need to actually do this and then do that. And hopefully that doesn't ruin anything. Now, yep, those items should be sent back to the mainnet. EV is the worst because you need so many different circuits if you want to have a lot of auto crafting. Well, we already have the circuits down pat. Like, we've got everything. So we're feeling pretty good about going into EV, honestly. Anything else I can prepare? Sulfur? We're running out of raw silicon dust, and I can actually solve this, but not just yet. Carbon. Got 281,000 of that. That should be good. 164 is about 3 stacks, so that's good. All right, we've got the Kenthal, we've got the Invar. Let's get mixing. I don't know if we have any hand mixers anymore. I think I moved them. Oh, let's go. We still have them. Life is good. Note to self, never use the matter manipulator to remove reinforced glass. It just destroys it. Dude, reinforced glass sucks. Don't use reinforced glass ever. Use mana glass. There's no reason, except for like 2 multis that have really weird glass requirements, there is no reason to use reinforced glass. Just do like 5 minutes of Botania and get mana glass. It's so good. Hit the moon, set up a gateway, and never need a rocket again, and then Oreproc. Yeah, that's it. That's a good way to do it. Moon Knight. So I'm new, so I need to be filled in about that. Oh, so in Gregtech New Horizons, there is progression based on planets. You make a rocket from Galacticraft, and then you launch the rocket to different planets. The moon is the first. It's not really a planet. It's a satellite of Earth. And yeah, we get some interesting ores from the moon. Let's see. Rutile is the main export from Ilmenite, but you can see Tier 1 moon has a lot of different ores that can drop. Ooh, molybdenum vein will be nice. Bauxite is pretty big. It has aluminum ore, bauxite, ilmenite. All of this is good for titanium, aluminum, gallium. Yeah, this is some good stuff. It's good stuff. But yeah, we're on a big server with a bunch of people. None of them are online right now, but when we are online, we do things together, and so we're doing the moon together. All right, I'm glad that's fast at least. All right, now what do I need to do to turn this into plates? Can I just alloy smelt? No, I can't. I don't have an actual smelter, which is really awkward. Oh, no, I can't. Could maybe fluid solidify? Is the dust on fluid extractor? No. We need a multi-smelter so bad. Yeah, actually, genuinely, we might need to borrow someone else's multi-smelter to get through all of this. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the underdogs. I think they'll have a multi-smelter somewhere. They got a nice base too. No multi-smelter that I can see. Whoa. That's a lot of chemicals. smelt this by hand. I need so much of it, I don't want to smelt it by hand. Alright, we'll go to the ducklings next. They probably have a multi-smelter I can hijack. Ah, here it is. Let's see how fast this thing is. Alright, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stacks of eglin steel. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's not bad, chat. Let me guess, a private server? It is a private server. It's a bunch of content creators. So we've all been making videos on our progression and stuff. So it's been nice. It is though. I mean, if you're a content creator, come on by, start making some Gregtech content, and maybe we'll include you in season 2. I was about to ask for a good glass transparent block for mega builds. I've started. Is it easily spammable? Yeah, Botania, you can definitely set up an automation for Botania. 100%. See what Duck's been cooking while that cooks. I've been trying to, kind of want to decipher this. Some machines sometimes don't get destroyed at a storage buffer. So cell goes in here, flips the RS latch, turns on the timer. Pulse former turns on the annihilation plane after the timer is done, perhaps? Where is this timer facing? Oh, no, when there are items in the machine, the machine goes in here. The items get put into the machine. It probably has a detector cover on the bottom. It outputs back into the RS latch. Okay, I'm kind of seeing what's going on here. And then when it's done, it goes back into the network. Jesus, that is a fucking... Yeah, so in this way, you can do parallel non-consumable. This is universal single block. It's gross. Because in order to take out, like, let me give an example. Like if you get a regular machine like this and you put a circuit in it, it's impossible to extract circuits from machines like this. So what you can do if you're really janky is put the circuit in and then destroy the machine afterward to pick up all of its contents, which is so weird, so jank. All right, let's get our eglin steel. And then let's head home. Thank you, ducklings, for... Well, we keep stealing and we keep borrowing, so I'm glad they let us borrow the multi-smelter. And we need 648 stacks, which is a little over... Well, I guess we'll just do all this and it'll be okay. Watch number go up. Oh. Let's do the 2 Sifter control blocks first, and then we'll do the... Oh, I forgot about the sieve grates. Uh-oh. Forgot about the most important part. This is probably more eglin steel. Okay, we might have enough to do this. How many do we need? 9 times 2 is 18. It's going to be a close one, chat. A badly timed server cleanup would be really good for that single block universal. I don't know what that means. But we're going to kidnap 2 of these sifters right here. Sorry, sifters. What do you mean by that, KC Live? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I understand. Yes, it does suck the items directly into AE, which is cool. What are we missing here? Gold cable. Okay, there are 2 Sifter control blocks. That's a good start. Shake that booty. Thank you. Yes. Let's get our... all of these bad boys going. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. I think it's 16 is what I want. Man, I made one more block. And then we need to turn the rest of this into rods. 144. Damn. Don't tell me I need to make another batch of eglin steel. No! This is what happens when I don't calculate everything. What was it? Circuit 20, and then I'll just chuck all of this shit in, and hopefully it does something. And then let's melt down the other eglin steel. We need to turn that into rods. So let's get this and just slowly turn those back into rods. Oh my gosh. Aidcraft last with a 1,000 bits. Thank you, my friend. Just got paid last night. How goes stream? Stream goes fantastic. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, Aiden? I don't think I need the Invar dust. Okay. Hopefully this is enough. This has got to be enough. One more stop at the ducklings, it seems. We are definitely going to make a multi-smelter soon, I think. I gotta get Flurbin on that, and we gotta find a place to put it. I believe it's possible to with what 9 made, but it's 1000% possible with duct setup, and in fact, kind of the point. Could you? Yeah, you can do multi-extruder, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say the old guide for Universal does not has some problems on 2.8 and beyond. I would look at the Universal 2.0 thing that's going on in like the GTNH Discord. They made a lot of changes to Project Red components and some AE2 changes that kind of mess up the old Universal in a way. Currently cleaning. Let's go. Can't you extract the dust into liquid? I looked for that. I didn't see it. Oh, there was alloy smelter recycling this entire time. Why is it in the recycling category? What is this? Oh my god, that's silly. Yeah, you can definitely check his VODs for single block. Listen, I think he'll say the same thing. None of us recommend single block universal. Like just straight up, it's not like good. But we're doing like kind of a challenge run type thing. So it makes sense to do crazy absurd stuff like that. For most people, universal single blocks makes no sense. Just progress and then get the brass and then have a good life. Like yeah, it's gonna be okay. Okay, we need a couple more. 64 minus 72 is 8. Wow, that's already done. It's just fluid solidifier. I haven't played with my two friends in a month, but we're in EV. That's good. It's a good place to be. How much more do I need? 36. I got 58. All right, let's just craft out as much of this as possible. If I need to make one more batch of eglin steel, I'm gonna lose it, guys. I'm gonna lose it. Fluid solidifier seems easy to set up for auto crafting. Maybe. Right now we can't, sadly, because we don't have the access to the fluid discretizer, which requires an EV component, which by our server rules is something we're not allowed to make yet, unfortunately. I don't have 2 rod molds, so I'm just gonna... Oh, but I do have an ingot mold. Do we have any leftover cells? Ooh, chrome. Are all those vinyls behind you? No. These are cookbooks. These are my mom's cookbooks. I do have a lot of vinyls, though. I have some of the ones that I'm most proud of are Tron Legacy, Daft Punk. My brother got me for a birthday gift. I've got um, Beach House, Depression Cherry, with like a red velvet cover. That one's nice. Ghost in the Shell, I really like. That one puts me to sleep. What does the... Oh, the fluid discretizer is needed for fluid autocrafting. So it exposes fluids to the network as fluid droplets, which is what AE needs to move fluids in autocrafting. It's this janky AE2 FC mod. It's a curse and a blessing in this pack. Okay, finally, there we go. Let's do all the sieve grates now. And that should be everything. Won't be needed in the next update. Yeah, I saw that. I wonder how the whole fluid packet thing works with specifically with Universal, because we use the fluid packets, which are stored as items when they're delivered through regular interfaces to store both the fluids and items in a single cell. So I wonder if that's going to mess up Universal forever, or how that's going to work. We'll see, I guess. I'll be kind of sad if they remove the ability to do universal autocrafting. That's kind of a huge part of what makes GTNH fun to me. Actually, let's put this on stilts. What am I kidding? Should we stack it sideways, chat? I think that would be kind of funny, but it might be cursed. I love this guy. Sifter is a good multi. It's got nice casings, good use case, good parallels. Feels rewarding. All right, this is what a sifter normally looks like. We're gonna do something a little jankier though. Let's grab maintenance and muffler. There you go. I'll just do the maintenance. This is what it normally looks like. We are going to take another sifter, flip it upside down, and put it on top and share all of the internal casings. And honestly, I think this will work. There we go. And then we just do maintenance again. Oh, it's so silly. Oh. Oh, I gotta drink water. Cheers. Imagine Kenji. Are there some other universal setups mainly coming from modern GT packs? Oh. Well, okay, that's sort of universal. The issue with that is that all recipes are still done in serial with toggle bus universal. When I talk about universal, I mean that recipes are sent individually to machines, and that allows you to do recipes in parallel. So let's say you queue like a 2,000 week long cutting machine recipe, right? And you don't want it to be 2,000 weeks long, but it is. And then you queue a 1 minute cutting machine recipe. And it's like, okay, well, now I'm going to have to wait 2,000 weeks for this 1 minute cutting machine recipe. When you do the universal in the setup that I enjoy, Universal 2.0 and the Ivy Lose Universal, those 1 minute recipes can sneak in between those long recipes and aren't just overridden by the long recipe. So it's pretty cool. Amazon just cheered 12 bits for the wall shared sifter. I'm glad you like this. This is some ball right here. All right, let's get the energy hatches in. Make sure not to wall share your energy hatches. I mean, you probably can, but not a great practice generally. I could probably make this a little bit cleaner actually. One sec, let me do this instead. And then I can do that and that. Get the cable, because it'll be easier to do this with cable. Got some blue alloy, that'll do. I don't know what this music is, but it's fucking fantastic. Ooh, I recognize this. Double Rainbow by Antonio Carlos Jobim. This is also a motif on Stone Flower, which is one of my favorite albums by him. Huh. Okay, there's that. We'll take that through this way. Perfect. Damn, it needs a lot of power. This ain't too much for our standards. And I don't think you need to give it this much power. I'm just going above and beyond because why not, right? This is Project Singularity after all. This is what we do. Okay, and then the last part we need to do is put an input bus and an output bus, and that should be pretty simple. We can wall share these as well. Let's do input, output, insert on green, and then conduit extract on black. And I'm gonna do not limit insertion, just because we might be able to get a lot of parallels out of this, although it's only 8 parallels, so let's limit insertion for now. Oh, look at that go! Look at that go! My boys. This also gets auto pushed out, so we don't need to have this always active. This can be never active, as long as it's part of the black channel. I think these output buses should... Nope, they don't. That's weird. I thought auto output buses auto pushed. It's kind of weird. You missed a pipe connection to one of the generators. Let's check. Oh yeah, I did. Somehow it's working just fine though. Uh-oh, that's not good. Thank you for seeing that. Let's see how much energy it's using. It's only using 768 EU per tick, which is a little over 2 amps of HV. Which is funny because I'm giving it 4 amps of HV. So I might need to 8 hatch it if I want to get actual performance out of it. I think conduits should work ideally. Let's try pipe into conduit, and then we'll see what happens after that. Because I know pipes can push into conduits. I mean, that works. Lol. Whatever. All right, there we go. There's our sifter. And that's ripping. That's going. I don't want to get rid of these extra combustion generators, but like we're not actually using 4 amps. We're using 2, which is 1 energy hatch worth. I'm not exactly sure. Like maybe I would have to just add another energy hatch to like simulate the fact that it's... I'm going to try something janky actually. If this explodes, like so be it, but I'm going to put an LV energy hatch on this. It thinks it's using EV energy, but it's still only using 768 EU per tick. Why is that? Maybe it's because there's not enough items in the bus. You need 2 hatches to make it think of this at EV? It is, though. It's got 2 hatches, right? Let's try a second LV energy hatch. Huh. It needs 8 hatches for IV? Oh, I mean, yeah, theoretically. I don't have the hatches on me. I mean, okay. let's just go full jank, right? Let's add 6 random hatches that are not being powered. Okay, all right, let's see how much power it's using. 3,000. Oh, that's more than we can do. Huh. I can't quite figure this thing out. $2,304 EU. Nope. I guess we're leaving it as it is and just letting it live. I'm trying to make it think that it can pull more energy because it's only using not that much energy. Ugh, whatever, man. Sifter online. I did my job. This is a lot faster than it was before, to be fair, though. All right, what's next? Electrolyzing. We should definitely get some electrolysis going. But there's also one more thing that is kind of interesting that I wanted to do is I wanted to see if we could get the ruby sluice line going. I think that's more important because we need chrome dust really bad. I want to see if I can get that cleanly into our setup. So we did sifting, we did spray paint. Now we need electrolysis and ruby juice line. So let's do that. Got gate, waiting for 2.9 for next run. Yeah, I'm waiting for NAC as well before I do anything crazy. All right, so ruby sluice is done by taking ruby ore, putting in a mixer with hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, and then turning it into ruby juice and centrifuging that. The hydrochloric acid fully loops, so that's pretty easy. And then we get chrome, vanadium, magnesium, iron, and aluminum hydroxide. My plan is we have a way from bees to passively get these ruby combs. Where are you, ruby combs? These ruby combs, we can use hydrochloric acid to turn them into purified ruby ore and then inject that into our line. We also can get sodium hydroxide from chem bathing sodium dust. And that gives us sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. We're getting sodium dust and chlorine from salt electrolysis. And the chlorine we can combine into the hydrochloric acid we use to purify the combs. So it's pretty convoluted. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some mainnet connections to export some of this stuff into a processing line. I kind of want to steal these chem reactors low-key. I only need one for the hydrochloric acid and the comb. So let me... just gonna nab this guy. Gonna need to make block container for lapis. We will soon, yeah. We will. I'll probably do that on my own off stream. I'll just keep babysitting it as we go. Alright, I'm just gonna nab this whole thing. And I had the idea to put like excess lines, the ones that are kind of weird, like rare earth and some of that other stuff up here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Should I have it this close to the door? I think it's fine. It'll be fine. No, but then we won't have space for all the other stuff. So let's move it. For those of you who don't know, chrome, it's very important. It's pretty much in everything, but most specifically it's in stainless steel, which we need like thousands of. Just the way we play, we need thousands of it. All of these generators you see, stainless steel. All these single blocks you see, stainless steel. Pretty much everything we do involves a lot of stainless steel. Are they still planning on higher tier heating coils in LCRs, or did that get scrapped? I hope that got scrapped. I don't want them to touch the LCR. The LCR is already perfect. It needs nothing. It is beautiful. It's powerful. It's cute. Do not touch the LCR, please. I beg of you. All right, let's see if we can nab some power and maybe like AE2 channels from back here. I'm gonna go, yeah, I guess this is fine. God, I hate lava underground. Why does it always have to be right where I want to be? Fuck. Stupid ass lava. I also should have just gone full. We need all the space that we can get. Let's go grab our sponges to get rid of all the lava. Lexi Invincible and Jagatai, I think. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate that. I really do. Let's throw all of this stuff in here. It'll filter itself out, and then I guess we can throw flint in there. Not a problem. Luckily, we have the sponge from Open Blocks. This will assist us in our lava removal issue. There we go. I'm really surprised that that doesn't connect to Oreprocessing in some way. Ah, there we go. Okay. We can go directly this direction. No. Don't do that. That's not good. That'll probably be fine. So in my Minecraft, you're not a hero or anything. Okay. I think my personal favorite are the ore veins that are half dirt and gravel. Yeah. You can actually turn that off in configs. Did you know that? You can turn off underground dirt and gravel. I will be doing that in all of my future worlds if I do any like normal overworld runs. Let's see. Maybe we'll do AE2 on the left and that might not work actually. It's great, but people who don't know about it just suffer. Yeah, I've been suffering, bro. This underground gravel shit is just not for me. Operator Triz, thank you for the Prime sub. Hello. I appreciate that. I haven't seen you around, so I'm assuming either I haven't been reading chat, which is somewhat possible, or you have been lurking for a little bit. Either way, welcome. Was tired of ads. Understandable. Yeah, thank you so much for the Prime sub then. Welcome in. I should probably do the thing with the pipes in like line mode. Will I actually do it? All right, I'm gonna go get my default skin on. I'm getting kind of warm. I'm gonna change the music. Take a little stretch. Oh. I did say my default skin. So I have a conundrum here. The issue is that I don't want to send the shit back to mainnet per se, and I do need an Oreproc line here. Like I need to get both mainnet and Oreproc upstairs. I'm kind of wondering how I want to do this because it's just going to get messy in a lot of different ways. Let's just do something first and then think about it later. We do have an MV chem bath. That's probably enough. Zeddy's with the dink water. Cheers. This song is from Cowboy Bebop. I really love it. Cowboy Bebop is a fantastic anime. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna get an interface, stock sodium. And we're gonna stock our ruby combs. How are we gonna do this? We also need chlorine from mainnet. So I guess we'll just get in like an export bus somewhere. Maybe I should move this. There's no fantastic way to do this. I wish I had some like more power so I could use wireless. There's so many things. I hope that doesn't explode. That's all queued up. We got conduits, so let's extract always active on black. We'll probably need some filters. If today's Moon Day, then when will be EV Day? That's a good question. We actually haven't talked about that at all because there's like a lot of HV content. So we've all been pretty happy, just chillaxing where we're at, but we'll probably talk about it now that we're almost done with Moon. That one's called Words We Couldn't Say, and that's on the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. This is also on the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, but it's kind of loud. All right, input hatch. Output bus. Probably need one more input hatch. I'll wait for that to craft. And then filter as well. You done? Okay. All right, so here's, oh yeah, export bus, whoops. All right, here's what is going to happen. So I'm gonna get rid of this cover here. We're going to filter, insert sodium into here. At least I think we are. Always active, stocked with sodium, as an input. There we go. There we go. The hydrogen is going to, okay, sodium hydroxide, which we need for ruby juice. That'll be fine. I should put this here actually, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Input hatch we'll need. This is going to get chlorine from the mainnet. Man, my brain is just not on right now. Chlorine. There we go. Chlorine from mainnet. Hello, Dr. Phineas. How's it going? Has ore processed all your ores yet? It's close. It's pretty close. We've got... Oh, the last little bits are coming through. Holy moly. Yeah. It's looking close. I think our ore washing plants are really eating shit because I put some funny stuff in them. Like redstone for rare earth. But we're... Ooh, 21,000 lapis. We're pretty good. We're doing pretty good. All right, I'm going to auto output the hydrogen down here. We also need to get water going, so let's get a thirsty tank and then glass. A little funny looking, but we'll let it slide for now. And I guess we'll get a pump on the inside here. There we go. Sodium hydroxide, and the hydrogen comes in here. And it is an incomplete structure because it doesn't have maintenance. There we go. We might also need to do some spray painting for colors, for channels. Let's just do that. There's now colored buses, which have like distinct channels with them. So let's do something a little janky as per usual. We're gonna put an output bus facing an input bus here. And what that's gonna do is we're gonna output the hydrochloric acid from here right back into the machine. Is that janky? Yes, it is. That should need a circuit 1, I think. But that's fine, because we'll need an input bus anyway. All right, so check this out. It makes hydrochloric acid, it realizes that it has hydrochloric acid, and then it should, once we have an output bus, process those combs with the hydrochloric acid into purified ruby ore. And it'll just keep going. Very slowly, but passively. And we need to output the sodium hydroxide dust somewhere, so I guess we'll get like a drawer. But that's going to be used alongside the ruby dust in our mixer and centrifuge combo. Oh. Don't have that on AutoCraft. Let's see. Steel rotor. Oh, actually I can do this much easier. This, control craft, which will do motor, and that. Perfect. Why is it janky? I do this all the time. It's not as clean as I'd like it to be. There's a lot of networks that are working together, and I prefer to keep things as simple as possible, generally because it's easier to defrag it later. But sometimes you just need to do something that's just a little all over the place, I guess is the best way to describe this one. That should auto output. Maybe, yeah, that. And then let's grab the hydrogen or sodium hydroxide. We'll probably need a void excess upgrade, so let's do that now. I'm going to do insert on black with minus priority. Ooh, that's not right. We're going to do on blue, actually. So extract on blue, always active. Insert on blue. There we go. And that will keep pumping hydrogen into this input hatch to make hydrochloric acid, which will then be used to make combs. I don't know why it's not on though. There we go, hydrochloric acid. Should be making purified ruby. Ah, it has been, okay. All right, let's get this, insert on blue. How did we get sodium? How did you do that? We do need to steal some hydrochloric acid to get this loop started, but once we get it, we're good. Is your cat allowed on your desk? My kitten won't get the hint that he isn't allowed. My cat is allowed. One thing that my cat is not allowed to do is get on the kitchen table, and he actually knows that very well. He'll stand close by, but he won't actually. He's a very smart cat sometimes. After AE2 tiers like HV and EV with your infrastructure are kind of a breeze. That's the plan. It's going to be pretty quick, ideally. All right, what am I missing here? Circuit 9, sodium hydroxide dust, hydrochloric acid. Oh, we need power. Duh. These are HV. Is this HV? Yeah. Why does it say turbo centrifuge and this is advanced mixer 2? Why isn't this turbo centrifuge 2? I feel like I'm 1 second away from a magnificent explosion. All right, we want to fluid output to the left, and then we'll just do enable input from output side on both of these. And I think this needs a circuit 1. Cool. That's making a good amount of chrome. I'm going to fluid output automatically back into the mixer to create the full loop. And then we just need to get the items out and then back into Oreprocessing mainnet. We could also just storage bus this on like on a drawer, but I don't like that as much. Plus we need to get Oreprocessing channels over there at some point anyway. We do need to do some calculations on how to exactly get where I need to be. I think we're at Y49 or something, so that should be enough. Yep, there we go. And I'm just gonna... One, two, three, four, five. Let's go one more. Hello, Dreamwater God. How's it going? How are you today? You know what I could listen to? The DM Dokuru. Oh, what is that? What is that song called? Sanctuary? The Deep Sea Calamity mod? There we go. Ooh, that's a little loud. Sorry, chat. Haven't gotten Botania working as I wanted. Just kind of gave up for now. Returning soon. Oh, yeah, Botania is pretty complicated sometimes. I would definitely look up a tutorial and start from the ground up, because if you don't understand the very basics of it, it's really hard to like apply knowledge and keep it going generally. A little janky. We could get a conduit all the way over there. I guess there's nothing stopping me from going up and around. Alright, we're going no music for a little bit, chat. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out the vibe. Alright, there we go. We just need an interface, and then we can get our items back. I'm gonna chuck this random bullshit into the Oreprocessing subnet. We're good. Calamity OST is good. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I'm in a weird, can't figure it out type beat. Extract on black, always active, insert on black. Alright, so all of that stuff should be going back to Oreprocessing mainnet, which is good. Alright, we have Ruby Juice passive now. It's just based on how much sodium we have, which is a lot. We have a lot of sodium. Beautiful. The chrome that we'll get from this will be used for a lot of stuff. Let's get Electrolysis online, which is the last thing I wanted to do today before we do Moon Day tonight. So I do need that spray can back. The thing with Electrolysis this early with single blocks is that it's really janky. So there's a couple reasons why. Let me show you a couple of Electrolysis recipes. So let's say you put 64 phosphate or apatite dust in an electrolyzer. As you can see, because it does 9 at a time, you'll have some leftover apatite dust blocking the input of the electrolyzer. The other thing is, let's say you put sodalite in there, at 11 at a time, you'll have some leftover sodalite. So if you do that, and you have one single block electrolyzer, it stops your electrolyzer forever. You just can't do anything with it. We could probably do something janky with like ME formation annihilation planes like Duct is doing. And that might be kind of an interesting idea, like activity detector cover, and then when it's done, you break the machine and it returns the excess stuff to the network. That's actually really interesting. But I don't know if I want to get into it that deep right now, right? Chat, do I go the janky way? Do I do the annihilation plane electrolyzer, or should I just set up some electrolyzers with the other way I was going to do it was a GT regulator. And what these regulators do, that's a type filter. That's not a regulator. Where is regulator? Not recipe filter, not chest buffer. Is it chest buffer? Maybe it's a chest buffer. Nope, it's not that. What am I thinking of, chat? Regulators are red. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Okay, yes. This allows you to insert a specific amount of stacks into an adjacent inventory. So let's get a chest right here. Let's get redstone dust just for the sake of the argument. If I set this regulator up this way, yeah, okay. So I can put up to exactly 9 dust at a time into an adjacent inventory, and it monitors the adjacent inventory. So if I take out this redstone, should eventually, within like 20 seconds, because low voltage regulators are terrible, it should eventually fill this up with 9 more redstone dust. It's pretty terrible. Granny Sith is asking the janky way or the super janky way. You know what? This is making me think I want to do it the super janky way, honestly. These things kind of suck, regulators. Let's get some electrolyzers. Combustion generators. All right, let's also cross off our list. We set up ruby juice, so that's good. Where do I want this? Let's get our cable. I think that's good. Conduit. Yeah, everything is pretty good. Stabaloy. The normal villains. I think this is 3 and then 1. Interface and probably spray can. All right, that's mainnet, and then I guess we'll put our first right here. That'll probably work. I think we might need to do some machine pass-through shit with this, with the same way Duck does his, but we're gonna try that out later. The unjanky way is to wait for the multi-block electrolyzer, which is, I think it's IV, honestly. Let's see what it needs. Yep, IV electrolyzer to make the multi-block. And yeah, we'll just wait for that, and then you'll have similar problems, right? Because the stack size is always going to be an issue with buses, but then sooner or later you'll get auto pull buses. I think that's around IV. Advanced stocking buses, and these will pull from these can automatically pull items from a subnet, or not really pull. automatically stock the items in a machine from a subnet, and you can set a minimum stack amount, and that way that you'll never overflow the filter by having just like little leftover dusts. So how would this work? Let's set it up from the beginning. We'll need our 2 I/O ports. What's going on over here? Let's go check on our ME system. Something is stalled right now, and I want to know what it is. The other unjanky way would be to set up 1 electrolyzer per machine, which is like, that's a little egregious. What do you see? There's nothing in the subnet. This should be doable. It would probably have need to make printed silicon. Is that not fine? What's going on here? Do you not have channels? You've got channels. I'm a little bit confused, honestly. Let's cancel that. It's definitely with the printed silicon, right? What are we missing? Inscriber silicon press, blocking mode, regular blocking behavior. Ignore the contents of inventory. There is Ender IO limited item filters. The problem with limited item filter is that you would need to filter each thing, and I think limited item filters only have 10 slots. So every time you wanted to add something to the Oreprocessing network, you would not only need to add it to the storage bus, but you'd also need to add it to the limited item filter, and then that would only work once per machine. So if you wanted to scale that, that would be kind of obnoxious. But what I'm doing is fairly obnoxious too, so I guess I don't really get much back on that. Silicon solar grade plates to the forming press. What's going on here? There's nothing in here. Forming press at silicon. I'm actually genuinely vexed about this one. I don't really see what's God damn it. Genuinely confused, actually. I guess the last part of this is to destroy the interface and replace it. I think I'm going insane, chat. I don't 15 channels, 28 channels. There's 28 on this, which is a lot. I don't see anything wrong though. 8, 9. Does anyone have any ideas about what's going on with this? This forming press just refuses to send the recipe. Let's try the other recipe, circuit plate. Also refusing to send the recipe. Let's try the gold one. Now that's weird. That should not be happening. Why are all of these not sending recipes? Check the pattern. 64 silicon solar grade plates. That should be fine. What should I replace here though? The interface? Input from output is allowed. This seems like a freak bug, honestly. I'm gonna... Whoops. I'm gonna replace these with that, and then let's do silicon, that, which one were you? Logic? Logic with mica base sheet. Calculation with golden chipset. This with that. Let's try it one more time. I genuinely have no clue what is going on. I know we're gonna like figure something out and it's just gonna be like, wow, that was the simplest thing ever. I've replaced the forming press. I have replaced the interface. Like that should send something. We can try it like a barrel. It's not a channel issue. All of these are blue. They have their channels. There's nothing at 32. Everything should be distributed correctly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on that line. And there's just one there. Oh, this isn't even the right line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's try one of the other interfaces in there. Titanium rod. Or let's do stainless rod because we need those more. Yeah, that works just fine. I've broken the interfaces. I've broken the machines. I'm genuinely going to do this by hand at this point and just figure it out sometime later. This calculation, yeah. Tried logging in and out. We've reached all-time lows. Yeah, the machine works. Okay, you know what? Let's give it a try. It very well could be at this point. It's just who knows? Who knows, right? One more try for the books. Nothing. I broke the interface. I broke both the interface and the processing machine. Game is just gaming. Oh. Okay, no. We're good. Something's very weird. Our TPS is good. Our MSPT is 35 right now. Something is very, very wrong right now. I'm kind of scared. Yeah, everything else seems to be working just fine. Nope, it's not blocking mode. Toggled on and off blocking mode multiple times, but also blocking mode does not see non-consumables like this. It has like an internal whitelist. Blocking mode is off on all of these also. Is it possible that it's caught in one of the other two interfaces? I don't think so. When I broke the other interfaces, it wasn't like that. I don't see why interface stuff being stuck in these would do anything. I guess we can do this. How about this? A whole new line. There's no way it can be channels. Absolutely no way. I genuinely think we are encountering a freak bug. Yeah, this might just need a server restart. I genuinely... No, it didn't go in the barrel. Look. I put a barrel down, nothing happens. Chat, we have encountered what I think is a bug. I'm just gonna let the server restart and hopefully we have enough stuff to do what we gotta do. Those machines have worked in the past, yes. Back to our regularly scheduled program. If it's chunk corruption, it's over. I might quit Project Singularity if the chunks are corrupt, low key. That shit is impossible to solve without just deleting chunks. And if we deleted a chunk, you know what, actually, let's check the chunk borders. That's like not a terrible assumption. Nope. All of this is within this chunk. These machines work, these don't. So luckily it's probably not that. That's my copium. All right, let's grab this, then what am I doing? This, then IO port, then conduit, extract on white, always active, insert on black, then storage bus this bad boy into our machine hull, which we will now paint with cyan. All right, so how's this gonna work? We're gonna import whatever we got from this machine hull into the electrolyzer. The electrolyzer is going to give us an activity detector cover output if it's working. When that activity detector cover output is done, we'll take the annihilation plane, we'll pop it on once, and pull the machine, which will hopefully return everything to a subnet. Oh, I've never used these. This will be fun. Formation plane is a hopper. That's cool. Can you please invade the technician's Twitch? Is he playing GTNH? Because maybe. Maybe. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I guess it's always good to shoot your shot, you know? Why is the formation core not working? Okay, wait. I think we need a server restart at this point. I am not doing universal automation. I'm doing universal electrolysis, which is probably jankier. You know what it might be? I might be putting AE through unloaded chunks, actually. Let me check that everything that is AE related is chunk loaded, because I did just add some new shit that might not be. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, chat, AE2 freaks out whenever it's not fully chunk loaded. We're like pretty low on chunks because for some reason I can't increase our chunk amount. Oh man, that took me so long to figure out. That's crazy. And I didn't realize it would have that type of impact. But let's try this again. It's still unhappy, I guess. I don't know, maybe there's some more chunks that I didn't hit. I only added to like here, and then it goes this way. So maybe let's check. out of claimable chunks, sheesh. Probably unclaim that. Claim that instead. It's not that one. I'm gonna give the server a quick little restart because I think that might help us here. But honestly, we might just need to solve electrolysis another day because we're running into some freak accident problems, guys. And I do need to take a little break to cook dinner and then get back for rocket stuff. So let's see. Let's do a server restart. If it doesn't work, then God help us. I'll have to figure it out on my own time. I will be streaming the rocket. Yeah, I'll just do a quick stream for rocket stuff. We'll throw all of our stuff in Oreproc. We'll have a good time. It's I don't as much like streaming with a big group of people because the loudness kind of gets to me a little bit. I don't always enjoy that. I like the quiet, chill streams. Plus, I can't really interact with chat as much, which is what I like doing. So the rocket launch will be at 1900 EST. So that will be in about 2 hours. 2 hours from now, I will be back streaming. Server is going. All right, we're up. No. Server isn't down for maintenance. I restarted it because I'm having some AE issues that seem just impossible. Please just work. Oh my god, it works. I don't know what to say at this point. Let's try the janky shit from earlier. I think we need to make some Certus quartz place first. Let's do this one. Yep, and it works like a charm. All right, chat. That one was out of my hands. that calculation? Engineering, my bad. That is incredible. All right, we're back, chat, though. We're back. It worked, so let's go get this electrolysis going. I want to experiment with these annihilation planes. Most of the time, the problem is the user sitting in front of the computer. I know, right? And I'm surprised that it wasn't my fault this time. I'm like genuinely surprised. It always is, right? I'm always to blame. All right, we'll need a formation plane. We'll need an annihilation plane. We'll need to get a conduit connection. And then we can, oh wait, this is gonna be cyan. Whoops. Extract on cyan, round robin. Insert on cyan. Extract on black. So we need to find a case. Both the activity has to be done and the items need to be fully, well, I guess we can just do auto output up and that should be fine because that'll just shove the items directly into the conduit. So that could be on never active. Let's give a try with something that we would electrolyze normally. I guess lazurite is a good guess. I'm thinking that when you were adding wiring near bedrock, you crashed through existing wiring, you might have desynced it. Maybe, right? I did break that cable, but it shouldn't do anything because that was a one-way connection to view Oreprocessing. So can't you put fortune on those planes? What? First of all, what? Second of all, well, I don't think fortune would work on an advanced electrolyzer too. But if you can't put fortune, that's really cool news. But that is very odd. Okay, so let's get an activity detector cover. Oh gosh, this is a recipe. This is one of the recipes of all time. Electrolyzer dupe. Who knows? Perchance. Okay, circuit 1. We want tin. That's probably the best. That already has tin. Perfect. Oh, we've got 2 of these. Well, I can make some more. I just want to test that this works. Don't tell me it's doing the same fucking bullshit again. No, it's working. Okay. Or is it? Chat, what the fuck is going on? Oh, this doesn't even... Why is this offline? You have a quartz fiber, bro. What do you mean, bro? Dude, there's something up on this server. There is something going on. The only reason this would not work is if this main network didn't have power. Oh, chat? Do you know what it might be? Do you think we're running out of power? My generation and my demand is at the exact same number right now. I'm wondering if I add more power to this, does it fix itself? Not exactly sure the best method to do this. Probably like this. Why are we drawing so much power on this network though? I didn't really add anything. All right, our energy generation is now above our consumption, and some things are back online, which is good. So maybe it was user error after all, chat. Could be a buffering issue at a cell. Okay, that's a good idea. I do have one dense energy cell. No, actually, it's not a buffering issue. It's just negative on power. Well, you know, kind of expected it. We are increasing the demands of our network pretty quickly. There we go. Now we're ahead of things. Okay. So many discoveries today. Hey, yo, you have Blackstone now? We do. Yeah, we've got meteors. Mastiok set them up from the ducklings. It was very, very awesome. All right, when activity is done, we want to trigger the annihilation plane. And then we'll just put the electrolyzer in a subnet. What do we do with the excess lazurite? I guess we can filter that back into here. Oh yeah, that needs cells and this needs a filter. We'll figure that out. All right, this needs power, so let's get a quartz fiber. We'll just run it jankily through here for now. This is all on main Oreprocessing network though, so paint that. Does exact consumption take energy, crafting energy into account? Maybe not. Maybe we didn't have enough buffered energy to send the craft. I guess that would take like a little burst of energy, right? Huh. We learned something new today. Wouldn't running out of power mean AE controllers get 0 RF? That's what you'd think, right? But maybe it just didn't have enough money, energy to craft, like send the craft, and that's why it was like not figuring itself out. All right, how do these bad boys work? All right, so we got the item. We basically need to turn off this annihilation plane whenever there's activity being detected. We'll do this with a toggle bus. Emitter and glass cable. Why is Vajra able to break warded glass? Is it? It shouldn't. I guess that'll work. Add 64 power cells to upgrade it to next dense tier. Maybe. I need to upgrade my main net controller anyway. My ore processing controller is genuinely bigger than my main net controller, which is like, all right. But like maybe I should, do something about that. Okay. We need to transmit a redstone signal to this toggle bus. I'm not exactly sure the best method to do this. I think what we want to do is get this cable to have the toggle bus on its internal structure. And then we'll just get something to route the redstone to the left. That works, I guess. So this is online, which means that this is that online? Device offline. Okay. So we want to invert this. No, we don't. How's this gonna work? Because we don't want it to pick up as soon as it's... Do we need to do toggle bus shit? Toggle buses. Yeah, we do, don't we? Or not toggle bus. What is it called? Flip-flop? Not flip-flop. What is that circuit called that I'm thinking about? The RS latch? Hey, world map. How's it going? Sorry, I didn't notice you there. I'm like super locked into this for some reason. Cathodes are coming through. Circuit plates. Lovely. I think the cathode is probably making the conductive plate stuck. Or we have an issue again. No, it's just going. It's just slow. All right, so we might be able to just slap an RS latch down there in general, and then it'll figure itself out. Let's do that. So that does that. That's good. Let's give it a batch. And let's say we have some leftover. This should get auto extracted. Oh wait, this has to go up and auto output. I don't know if it will figure itself out to do that every time. But now that the activity is done, it should toggle the latch. Hmm. appears I don't have a good grasp on this. Yeah, inactive and not empty. I guess we could get a second gate. This is going to be tough though. So let's grab the electrolyzer, wherever it may be. It's idle. And not empty. So I guess we do item detector. Oh yeah, we can use redstone conduits. I forgot about this. Idle and not empty, which means we can invert both and then use a inverted toggle bus maybe. So that is idle, so it's outputting redstone. And not empty. Oh gosh, this is confusing for my brain. All right, so the situation we want to remove this is it's not doing anything. Okay, so we'll do not inverted, and the redstone will invert the redstone with an item threshold of 1. So whenever there's more than 1, it will output no redstone signal. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. And then what we need to do is make sure that this toggle bus is an inverted toggle bus. Struggle, we're doing some janky shit today. How are you doing? It's kind of cool though. I'm using some duck technology. Do we have a circuit 2 anywhere? No, not a single one. Shame. Let's get a second one of these because I'll probably want to set up 2. Doing good. What about you? What duck technology? Oh, and then what we can do is pulse form. That's why he has the pulse former. That way we pulse form the annihilation plane whenever we need it to do its thing. What are we missing? So duck technology, he's been using universal single block stuff, and I actually think that it's applicable to what we're doing with the electrolyzers, a sort of semi-universal electrolyzer to get rid of excess when we are doing stuff. All right, we'll pulse form there. Inverted toggle bus here. This. I don't think this works with those, so let's do... This is horrifying. This is some of my worst work yet. Okay. The electrolyzer is down. You shouldn't be working. Maybe I need a normal toggle bus? Let's see. This does not work with me, chat. Okay, There's no items within. There's no activity detected. But I guess this is why we needed that latch, right? We could probably single tick items within... Yeah, actually, maybe we can do something with the update rate here. If this is empty, shouldn't it be giving a signal immediately? Yeah. Oh, wait. Then let me invert this back to normal. Fuck. We're so close. Oh man, you gotta stop with that. Machine enabled. Let's see what settings we have. Machine idle. That's what we want. Fuck off. Maybe we need to invert machine idle. Oh. Okay, chat. I'm gonna fool with this on my own time. I don't want to bore you guys with this. This is something else. But today we're we got most of our shit online. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh wow, the sifter is entirely done. We're just waiting on ore washing now. That's awesome. Not bored here. I'm glad to hear that. I need to rest up before I get the second stream going. But yeah, I guess we'll have to figure out what we're doing with electrolysis later. I will tinker with this, and then I'll explain to you my solution. I'm probably gonna have to consult with Duck about it at some point. No, I like doing it myself. That's the fun part. All right, chat. Thank you for joining me on the day 2 of our ore processing. I think we did a great job. We colored out all our subnets. We got the multiblock sifter online. We've got Chrome getting passively produced with Ruby Juice. Let's see. Hydrogen. What's going on here? Not enough fluid output space. You've got hydrochloric. No combs. Wow, did we process all of our ruby combs? Yeah, damn. Wonder how much chrome we've got. Not bad. Not bad. All right, I'm gonna add one more filter to this then. We're gonna do I already have ruby? Yeah, crushed ruby ore, and that's already being stored in here. So when I put ruby into this, it'll get turned into ooh, this is ruby comb though. So what do I want to do here? Maybe I can export ruby combs directly from this interface into the mixer. Hello, Rack, how's it going? Thank you for catching me. I'm just about to head out for now, and then I'll be back in an hour to stream again. Kind of funny timing. I guess this doesn't need to be purified. Let's check the ruby ore. Oh, this gives extra chrome though, so let's do purified anyway. There we go. Perfect. Best of both worlds. Alrighty. Thank you for joining me, chat. I will be back in an hour to stream again. Let's go raid someone. I'm sorry that the end of this stream got so derailed. I was... So much things. The AE2 just randomly bugging out because of our power threw me for a loop. And then the electrolyzers are throwing me for a loop. I thought it would be a little simpler. Hello, sorry I'm late, but is there a VOD channel for the Singularity series? I think so. I have my personal VODs on a YouTube called IX_VODs. But yeah, let's go find someone to raid and I'll say the normal stuff that I say. Let's see, who's playing GTNH right now? We've got Angry Engineer, Dreddy, English, another day, another grind. I actually don't see anyone that I recognize. I guess we can try raiding Dreddy for now. Let's do that. All right, chat. Tune in, 1 hour, doing rockets. That's pretty much it. I won't be able to keep up with chat because it's going to be a big group chat call and all that, but thank you for joining me. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and do the best that you can, no matter what that is. And I will see you guys soon. Peace, everyone.